It was just another Tuesday. The sun was shining, the classroom buzzing with routine. But then, you walked in, and everything stopped. The world, once dull, exploded into color. It was like a black and white film turning vivid. I remember your blue kurti, your hair, your shy smile. My heart started a wild new rhythm. I couldn't hear the teacher, couldn't see my friends. Just you, by the window, sunlight on your face. In that instant, my small world felt vast and full of possibility. I knew nothing would ever be the same again. You changed everything without even knowing my name. The rest of the day I was in a daze. My friends teased me, but I felt alive for the first time. I tried to focus on my books, but all I saw was you tucking your hair behind your ear. That tiny gesture became the most beautiful thing I'd ever witnessed. I replayed it in my mind, feeling that same jolt in my heart. This wasn't just a crush. It felt like my soul had been waiting for you. That evening, I wrote about you in my diary, calling the feeling sunshine. I didn't know your name, but I knew I had to. A journey had begun, and my heart was leading the way. Days passed, and my courage hid from me. Every morning, I promised myself I'd talk to you. But every time I saw you, I froze. You were always surrounded by friends, so out of my league. Then came the college festival, a day of chaos, the perfect cover for a nervous boy. I saw you at a food stall. My heart pounded as I blurted, "The samosas are good here." You smiled and we talked. I barely remember the words, just the feeling, like flying. As we parted, my friend asked for your number. For me, I wanted to disappear from embarrassment, but you laughed, scribbled your number on a scrap of paper and handed it to me. Don't lose it. That piece of paper was more than a number. It was hope. That night, I stared at it, typing and deleting messages, overthinking every word. Finally, I sent, "Hey, it's Rohan." The 3 dots as you replied were pure suspense. When your "Hey, Rohan" came, my heart danced. The journey had truly begun. I couldn't sleep, replaying our conversation, clutching that paper like a treasure. I knew this was the start of something big. For the first time, I felt seen, and I couldn't wait for what came next. Our first outing was a week later. I asked you for coffee and you said yes. I agonized over what to wear, but when I saw you in your yellow dress, my nerves melted. We found a quiet corner in a cozy cafe, and for the first time, we really talked. You loved stray dogs, dreamed of mountains, hated coriander. I was discovering a new world, yours. You ordered hot chocolate, got foam on your nose and didn't notice. I just smiled, feeling warmth that had nothing to do with coffee. In that cafe, time slowed. It felt like just us, in our own little universe. When it was time to leave, I walked you to your bus. You said, "I had a really nice time today." Those words made my heart soar. I watched your bus disappear, replaying every second in my mind. That simple coffee date felt like the beginning of forever. I was sure of it. I walked home with a grin, already missing you. I knew I was falling in love. Our world became a collection of small, precious moments. I saved up to buy you silver jumkas, the first gift I ever gave you. Your smile when you opened the box was unforgettable. You wore them right away and they danced when you moved. It wasn't about the price, but the thought. I surprised you with dairy milk silk on bad days just to see you light up. You gave me handmade bookmarks, lucky pens and flowers from the college garden, pieces of your heart. Shopping for your cousin's wedding, you tried on a green lehenga. I saw you as a queen and told you so. You blushed, and I felt proud to be by your side. We explored street food stalls, shared momos, tried new cuisines, always together. I met your mother once. She had your smile and told me you talked about me all the time. Our life was a song, each day a new, happy note. I was sure it would never end. Every little gift, every shared laugh made our world brighter. I treasured every moment. Every story has a villain. Ours was a shadow from your past, a boy you used to know. At first, I thought he was just a memory, but his name started coming up more often. You changed. Your replies shorter, your calls less frequent, your warmth fading. Jealousy crept in, poisoning my heart. I trusted you, but I was scared of losing you to a ghost. I asked about him. You said, "He's just a friend." But I felt the shift. One day, you cancelled our plans. Later, I saw a photo. There you were next to him, smiling a different smile. It felt like a punch to the gut. He wasn't just a friend. He was a choice. That night I called you, desperate for answers. You said I was overthinking, but I knew something had changed. The song we wrote together now had a sad, jarring note. The shadow was real, standing between us. I felt powerless to stop him from stealing my sunshine. The fear of losing you became a painful reality. I tried to hold on, but the distance grew. Our world was slipping away, and I couldn't stop it. The villain wasn't just him, it was doubt, and it was winning. I was losing you, and I knew it. The heartbreak had begun. Nights were the hardest. By day I could pretend, but in the silence, the truth hit me. I stared at my phone, waiting for a message, a call, anything. The waiting was torture, hope and despair gnawing at me. I reread our old chats, looked at your photos, and cried silent tears for the love I was losing. I called you, sometimes over and over. Most times you didn't answer. When you did, your voice was cold. Then one night you blocked me. The finality was devastating. A digital door slammed shut. I felt erased from your life with a single click. The pain was immense, the world colorless again. Alone with my thoughts, I blamed myself for everything. Did I love you too much? Was I too clingy? I tortured myself with questions. The nights were long, filled with aching sadness. I hoped it was a bad dream, but every morning the heartbreak was still there. I was lost, a wanderer with no destination. Just when I thought it was over, you unblocked me. A simple hi reignited hope. I wanted to be angry, but love was stronger than pride. We talked again slowly. You said you were confused, that you'd made a mistake. I believed you. Maybe I just wanted to. We met. You cried, said you missed me, apologized. I forgave you, desperate to have you back. For a while, things felt almost normal. We walked, shared ice cream, talked for hours. It was fragile happiness. Like a butterfly I was afraid to scare away. I cherished every moment, but fear lingered. The trust was cracked. I checked your last scene, tried to be perfect. I held on tightly, not realizing that sometimes holding on too tight breaks things. I was trying to rebuild our world, brick by brick. But the cracks were still there, just beneath the surface. Our second chance was a fragile bubble, destined to burst. Old patterns returned. The distance, the excuses, the shadow of the other guy. You were with me, but your heart was elsewhere. The final heartbreak wasn't dramatic. It was a quiet crumbling. You said you needed to be alone, but we both knew what that meant. You told me I deserved better. A gentle way of saying goodbye. I didn't fight it. I was just tired. I had given everything, but it wasn't enough. The love that once burned bright was now ashes. Losing you again was unbearable. The dream was over. Our world unraveled. I had imagined forever, but couldn't protect our love from falling apart. The silence after our goodbye was the loudest sound I'd ever heard. My heart broke for good. After the final goodbye, silence filled my life. My phone was quiet, my evenings empty. The world moved on, but I was stuck in place. Friends tried to help, but their laughter felt distant. The pain was a dull ache, acceptance, not hope. No more second chances, just the reality of your absence. Places we'd been became monuments to a lost love. I tried to erase you, deleted photos, packed away gifts, but you were in my heart. The silence wasn't just soundless, it was the absence of you. Slowly, I learned to live with it. Some days were better, some worse. Healing wasn't a straight line, but I was learning to move forward. The silence became my companion, and I began to heal. Today is June 24th, 2025. Time has softened the pain. I no longer cry when I think of you. Sometimes I even smile. The love we shared was real and beautiful, and nothing can take that away. Some love stories are short, but they teach us everything. I learned to love deeply, to be vulnerable, to find joy in small things. I also learned about loss and the strength to rebuild. I don't regret loving you. I'd do it all again. For a while, you made my world magical. I still hope for love, maybe a quieter, wiser kind, but with the same magic. I carry our story as wisdom, not baggage. Heartbreak made me stronger, more compassionate. This isn't just a story of heartbreak. It's a story of hope. I'll always remember you with fondness, grateful for the sunshine you brought into my life.